Hello and welcome back to my channel. Jacob here. It is laundry day, so everyone gets to see my super awesome farmer's tan, which I do apologize for that. And today I'm going to be talking about The Swarm by Arthur Herzog. And it says, "This was the beginning, barely noticed. Only a few scientists felt the first stirrings of terror. But then the death toll began to mount, and terror erupted into national panic as great swarms of savage bees, deadly killers, blotted out the sun and their spread across the country. Now, with town after town falling under the devastating black cloud of bees, a crack team of scientists races desperately against time to fight an enemy they only partially comprehend, the swarm, ... And here on the back, you actually see, I guess, the cast of the movie, which I have not seen. Irwin Allen's production of the Swarm, starring, I am not going to read all of these people, but it looks like Michael Caine was in it. That's kind of cool. Henry Fonda played Dr. Kim. That's neat. Yeah, I haven't seen the movie. The cover is a bit lackluster. I did pick this up on kind of like a whim. This was before the Paperbacks from Hell book came out. I do believe this is in Paperbacks from Hell, but I'm not 100% sure. I'm gonna be honest, I didn't really like this book as much as I thought I was going to. I tend to love creature features, and I love, like, as someone that isn't a huge fan of insects, even though, like, obviously bees are needed and I go out of my way not to kill them, but I enjoy creature features that involve insects because that's easy. It's just like sharks. It's easy for me to get behind the fear there. Like, right? Like, how do you fight a swarm of insects? You can't. You really can't. So, like I said, I had kind of high hopes for this. I really was kind of hoping it was going to be like, I don't know, the birds, but with bees, I guess. And that's really not quite what we got. I mean, there are like a few incidents of people getting straight up killed, but like, this book is a lot more sciencey than even some like hard science fiction that I've read in the past. Which, yeah, like, I mean, like here, like they have like spectrometer graphs included in this book, just in case you needed to know that. Like, they do the full like chemical analysis on the different like bee venom and stuff like that, and that's just, it's a lot. It's a lot, especially for someone that just wanted a pulpy swarm book. That being said, there might be people that watch this channel that, you know, you're fully into that. That's just really not my thing. I tend to, even in like harder science fiction, I tend to skip over a lot of that. I mean, like, they have distributions and graphs from, like, you know, bee colonies and stuff like that. It's like a lot of stuff. I'm a fan of Lit RPG. I skip a lot of the actual like crunchy character building stuff because it's stuff that like that just takes me out of the story. So like, this is something that takes me out of the story. And I'm not a huge fan of it. Like I said, there probably are a lot of people that are huge fans of it. There's another graph here, which courtesy of the National Institute of Health. I think this is like showing bee venom to antidote, and like, I don't know how much any of this is real or if it was obviously probably just made up for the book. And I'm sure a lot of this too is like, I think I remember looking it up at the time and like people were really freaked out about killer bees. I mean, obviously they have a very ominous name. I remember being a kid, there was like, I think a killer bee outbreak in like DC or something. It came in on a ship in like Norfolk, and it spread. But anyway, it was like, how many people actually died? You know what I mean? Like, it was one of those things where like you grow up, you're like, that was probably not as big as a concern as the news made it out to be. Kind of like, I guess more recent would be, there was like Mexican wasps, those like, or Mexican hornets, those like really big ones that almost look like the Japanese hornets, and they like land on other things and bite their heads off and sting them, and they have like those huge stingers, and like the news made it sound like they were going to be everywhere, and I've maybe seen 3. Not saying that they're not like, you know, they're probably terrible for like the environment, and like I'm sure maybe killer bees like destroy actual beehives, but as like people, I don't think we're ever gonna have our like homes infested by like hornets and killer bees to the point where it's like what they make it sound like in this book, where we're gonna fight a war with them, but only through hard science, because that's the only way you can defeat killer bees. So yeah, I was a little disappointed in this book. I know I just went off on a weird insect tangent from like things that people probably barely remember. But yeah, I was kind of hoping for a little more in this. I was hoping it was gonna be a little more pulpy. I was hoping there was gonna be more like, I guess, bee deaths. And so that it would like fit more of that horror novel feel that I was looking for, but it felt more like, I don't know what you would call it, like maybe like an action adventure a little bit. I don't want to really call it science fiction, because it's not really like far-flung science. It's just like people using science to try to wipe out a select number of hives. Like they weren't making them extinct. I don't know. It was different. If you're looking for a straight-up horror novel involving bees or killer bees, I don't think this book is going to be for you. If you just want to read it before you watch the movie, then by all means. I do want to check the movie out, because I definitely have a feeling the movie will probably be more pulpy, because I highly doubt they're going to use like hard science all throughout the movie. Like that seems kind of not entertaining in a way that Hollywood likes to be, but who knows? It was a different time. I could be completely wrong. But yeah, if you've read this book and you like this book, and maybe I'm just completely wrong about this book, please let me know in the comments. But for the most part, I mean, I really am not going to recommend anyone go out of their way to read this book unless, you know, it's just something they want to do, because I don't think it was very scary, and I don't think it was very pulpy, and like I said, it was a lot of science. Like for the most part, all the main characters are scientists, and then like the bee deaths are kind of just happening other places, and we get glimpses of those through like other characters, but for the most part, it's scientists in like the safety of labs. So there's not really a feeling through most of the book where I'm like, any of the actual main characters are in like danger, if that makes sense. Like it's really kind of a slog to get through at times. So yeah, I don't know. I don't think this book was for me, and that's fine. Not every book is. If you like this book, didn't like this book, have other recommendations by author Herzog that I should read, or think I should watch the movie, I'm also open to trying to track that down. Who knows? It's probably on Tubi. I know a lot of old movies are, so I could always check there. But yeah. Let me know in the comments, and as always, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.